Hey, welcome back to Quick Looks with the Casual Hour. I am Bobby. Joining me is Chase. Chase, I finally get to show you Griftlands. I'm so pumped.
I am also pumped. I have really enjoyed Klei's output. I love Mark of the Ninja. Invisible Ink is great. And this is a game that I have not been able to play for a very long time because I just don't have the platforms for it. So I'm excited to see it.
Absolutely. I checked this out, it's been some time now when this first entered into early access. And you and I have been playing a lot of stuff on Monday nights with Casual Mondays. We've done some quick looks for other games that are a bit more strategy focused, and I'm really finding some enjoyment in that style of game. And I revisit this because it just hit 1.0 and it's currently available on all platforms. I'm like, you know what? Let's see what they've done differently. And I am just having such a great time with this game. So much so.
Like now that this is on the Switch, I can play it. So very, very interested to see what you've got cooking for me here, so then I can probably pick this up right after.
Yeah, there's 3 characters that you can choose from in the game. Today we're going to focus on Sal. These other 2, Rook and Smith, are both locked when you first start the game up. But we're going to focus on Sal, as I think that's a great starting point for most people. Down here at the bottom, you can see how much you've unlocked for each character, such as card sets, outfits, prestige, and all that fun stuff. So we're going to pick Sal. And they give you, I have not unlocked this third mode, which I don't know what that is yet. But you have 3 different options for your run. And we're just going to do the first main story one here. You can, if you want to experience the story without worrying too much about the cards, if you just want to see what's going on there. But I want to show you what this game has to offer. So once you select the style that you're going to play, you can see what your resolve and what your health are. Resolve is what you'll use for negotiations, and health is what you're going to use for your battles. There's 2 decks of cards you have for each character, and that plays a lot into the story because sometimes you should negotiate versus, fighting people. And some really cool cards that we'll explore as we get into the actual story. You can select perks, and you get a currency that carries between all the characters that allows you to unlock perks that you can then assign to the playthrough. I always like having a little bit more health, but you can start the game with a random person that will like you, and that's a big element of this game: likes, dislikes, hates. You can get a new pet that you can call into battle with you, but we're going to start, just for the sake of this, with this heart here. And select the slot, then a perk. There we go. And then I have not looked at the other outfits yet. This is the default one. This here will be the secondary one.
Okay, so more than a palette swap. That's good.
Yeah, we'll go with that one, and we'll start. So I'll let you make this decision here for the quick look, Chase. We can do the introduction for anybody who might be new to deck builders, or we can go right into level 1 if you want to skip through some of that stuff.
Oh, let's just start at level 1.
Okay.
You've pictured your revenge so many times. But what if she gets you first? What if someone else does? You scratch those thoughts out like lines on the paper. You're here for Cassio. That's the only way this story ends.
All right, so we're looking for Cassio, and we're here with Fish. One of the things I love in any video game, and especially here, is how cool they do these tooltips. So not only can I just hover over this, but anytime they bring up an element or a person, if you click on it, I can see what they have. If they die, like this is what you would get from them, what their social boon is if they're for you, but what their bane would be if they're against you. You can hear what their voice sounds like, and you can see where they're located. And how close you are to the boon or bane being unlocked there. So that's always helpful.
Cool.
I think that's such a nice detail. There's some really cool dialogue. I love the design. Klei's always had some really sharp looking video games, and this is no exception. So we'll start right here. You get to pick something at the beginning of your run. We can upgrade a negotiation card. We can get healing vapors. Or we get a boombox, which is a crackler, which looks like a battle card, and another battle card. That boombox looks pretty nice. Let's start with that one. every time you talk with somebody that's going to be an ally or an enemy, they give you options to ask more about the area, who's here. But we're going to go ahead and just pick up some work from Fish, and so I can show you how the loop works. All right. Here's your overworld map. It is a bit more open than what some of these other deck builders or roguelikes have been, where you have 3 determined paths. I can choose where to go at any point in time on this. This is going to show you your last notification that you got. Over here is going to show you your active quests. So the first one up is pick a job. Over here is going to be your relationship information, your decks, resolve, and everything has really great tooltips. So if you ever get lost in a game like this, just mouse over and you're absolutely good to go. Quest, this is a summoning. That's a negotiation focus. That's a battle focus. So we get shills, metal. Let's just do a negotiation.
Okay.
Inside most of these locations, there's going to be people that you can buy cards or items from. There's different factions in the game, so certain factions have different material that you could use. A lot of it comes down to what types of, if you're playing more battle focused or negotiation focused. Some people can remove cards from your deck for you. Some people can upgrade things in your deck for you. But anytime you see yellow, that's going to be the quest marker. So Bina comes from a long line of warriors known for getting the job done. If you wanted to get rid of a patron, you would have to be a better relationship with them. So we're just going to start with the opportunity and see if we can make them a friend or a foe. The writing, I think, has been really good, and I'm moving through it pretty quick just for the sake of this video, but they've done a nice job with the tone that comes across, and I've enjoyed that quite a bit. So again, click on here if you want to know more about who you're looking for, information about Veep, all that's right there. So just find Veep, get the goods, then deliver them to our client. I'll pay you extra just to make sure this gets smoothed over, okay? And that's another thing to think about, because sometimes you'll be presented an option to go into battle versus negotiating. And if you do that, it could have some poor outcomes for you, vice versa. So I know that we're not supposed to be adding a lot of cards to our deck, but we're pretty early on here, so I'm going to grab a few. Gain at the beginning of your turn, gain 1 Dominix. Expand. Let's do this one. I like this card quite a bit. So anytime that you're presented Cards Chase, you can select one, or they always have this decline option, and sometimes the shills go up quite a bit. So if you don't want to add a card to your deck, they'll add shills, which is one of the currencies, the main currency up here, that you can use to go and buy companions, or you can hire people to go with you on certain missions, and that's what you'll use those shills for.
Sounds good. Sounds like a nice system.
So when we come back out here, the Grog and Dog is where Fish works, so that's kind of your base. You'll have a room there, but we're going to go to the repo person. So this is a random occurrence. This will happen from time to time in the game. Oro comes stumbling towards you, clutching their gut like it might fall out. Spree is one of the organizations in the game. So we can have 3 choices here, and I'm going to let you make this decision, Chase. We can hide until the danger passes. We can agree to protect them. Or we can leave them to her fate.
Let's protect them. It'd be nice to have somebody owe us one.
All right, so in doing so, we have a party member. Now you have a choice. Do you want to intimidate? And you can see that they have a 23 resolve. Or do we want to fight them? They're level 2 and they have a companion. Either way we do this, we're going to be disliked by this person.
Well, I already don't like this person, so let's intimidate.
Okay. Alright, so sometimes, whenever you start a fight, they're going to have a passive ability that's going to be added into your deck. At the end of your turn, except 2 intimidated unplayable cards. So that's already been shuffled in. And we have one of them right there. So as we look at each one of our players, there's not an inner circle for us. You can see that there's 2 attacks coming our way. We have 1 composure, which is a shield. We're gonna get 3 damage and 1 damage, so we got a total of 4 coming our way. This is the intent. It occurs on 1 turn, so this inner circle is going to be what's happening to us from our enemy. I have the ability to do a fast talk, so the green cards are going to be more on being diplomatic, where you can be more hostile as well, and those can also turn some of the intents that are coming against you. So some people respond better to one or the other, and then these purple cards are going to be your ability to manipulate the situation. I don't have any way to protect us. This might give it to me. I don't have a way to protect myself.
How can you tell what's effective against this guy and what's not?
I don't like, so right now, if I do the tooltip over here, whenever you shuffle your deck, they're going to become more impatient, which is going to add more of it, like they're going to become not necessarily hostile, but certain characters in the game will make it pretty clear as you encounter them on what cards are going to work better, or and what chances you would have. So like my fast talk right now, because of this here, all diplomacy cards deal maximum damage. So I've added that in because I knew I had this one down here, and that's going to give me, instead of a 1 to 3 chance, an absolute 3 now for sure. So I can drag this over, and now they're down to 18. I have 1 more move left, so I can I'm not going to destroy an argument. Well, I might be able to destroy that one, which will give us some dominance. Let me do that. Oh, no, can't do that. I'll just threaten them and move on. So then, this is the other thing down here, Negotiation Flourish. This is going to be building up over our playthrough. You have one of these for battle as well. Once this gets to 200, you have a special, and you can unlock some of those with the currency in the game. Once you have them unlocked, you can choose which special to use here. You can also concede if you just feel like you're not going to make it out. But we're going to end our turn. So they got that Intimidation. Their hostility cards deal an additional 2 damage. Remove 1 stack when you play a non-hostile card. We don't know what this intent is, but we know that they're going to be damaging 4 on us.
Seems complex.
Yeah. Anytime that I think, so I've got that blocked, by the way. I had a Composure card that applies 3. I already had 1, so now I've negated that one. We'll go back to our fast talk based off of this here. And I can do an I can improvise here.
It's safe.
Thank you.
Hey, there you go. You can just take Stammer.
Yes. I don't need any more Composure, but I think having a bonus action on the next turn sounds pretty all right. I'll play that. And that will be it. All right, so we absorbed that. What we got coming our way? 5. We can do some pretty. I think we can end them here, though. Let's just see what we can get.
Yeah, looks like it.
Nope. Yeah, we had the extra one, so that paid off. We'll just end this negotiation.
End it with a little fast talk.
Yeah. So metal is something that you will not see until you go to bed the first time you play the game. But this is a vendor in the game. Metal is what you use to unlock flourishes and other things. So it's a pretty rare. You don't get a lot of it with each win. But then we can choose a negotiation card. Draw 3 cards. Yeah. Lose an influence. Attack 1 for each action available. That's a pretty good one. The browbeat. I'll go ahead and pick that up. So you give them the option here. They leave in a hurry. Right. So then...
So with her being in your party, did that affect anything about your negotiation battle there, or will that affect things later?
Things later. And so people will fall in and out of your party sometimes, like, hey, you know what, I'm tired, I'm gonna go home for the night, thanks for all this was fun. But in a negotiation, you'll have that, like, you'll have a boon that pops up right away with whoever's in your party, and some of them carry different attributes that will be applying. So maybe somebody's going to be helping you be more hostile, somebody might be a bit more aggressive in that sense, or the people might be a bit more diplomatic.
And same for battle, I imagine, as well.
Yeah. So, mind you, we were just going over here for this first mission we selected. We had this interruption, but now we have this here, which is take them to Better Living Chemist to get them help. So, what I've seen, and it doesn't say it here, which is strange, but usually the orange icons are limited. So if you don't choose them right away, they disappear. So I'm just going to take that and help Fapero get healed. All right. So we've got our first love. And now we have this commander boon that's passive in anything that we do in battle. And again, using those tooltips, you can decide, like, do I really want to work through this quest to get, like, is the boon worth it? Or is there going to be an opposition that would be more harmful to me if I didn't help this person? And some of those things, when people hate you, carry over. You also have these graph slots for both negotiations and battles that you can add boons into as you play through, and those will be rewards or things that you can purchase. These are some things that we started out with. So we get 2 maximum resolve and health, and all of our allies now. So we just got this one from Fapero. But we do have a troubled past where we lose 2 maximum resolve, maximum health. So these two negate one another on that. So I'm happy that happened, because now you can see that we're loved by this person. They're neutral right now on us, but sometimes the people are part of factions that if you kill somebody or hurt somebody from a faction, or if somebody from a faction loves you, they all love you. So you'll get some of those things, which will be discounts or cheaper calls. Like if I want to have this person get rid of someone, I could. All right. So all that happened pretty quick.
How much time have you put into this game so far?
I think that I'm probably close to like 8 to 10 hour mark.
Okay, because you seem very comfortable with this stuff, and it is definitely over my head. So I was wondering, like, how long it takes to kind of grasp these concepts.
Yeah, I have had, I think I'm on my 3rd run, if that puts it in perspective. So these runs last pretty long. But honestly, man, like a lot of the stuff I learned from you while playing fights in tight spaces, especially from like card and deck building and knowing like when do I want to like throw up composure to protect myself, or when do I want to attack? How do I want to position myself a few steps ahead? Like those types of things that I learned from us playing that game together have really helped me here. And then even with like Slay the Spire, when I went back to that game after it, just on like overall deck and runs, I'm like, okay, like I understand like why would I want to add certain graphs and who would I want to befriend. So we're in another area. This is the mission. This is Veep. I'm going to run through this really quick and then we can button up if we need to. So that's Veep, who we're talking to. Benaz, who asked us to do this. All right, I got the goods just like they asked me to, but I got mugged. Now the bandits are sitting pretty on our stock. So we have some more choices here. We can offer to help. We can attack and teach them a lesson, or we can come back later. Anything here that you'd want to do?
Well, we've seen a negotiation, so I kind of want to see an attack, unless that's really going to screw something up for you.
I mean, I don't care if we mess this run up for the video. Let's do it.
All right.
And maybe we don't mess it up. That's the thing about this. So, Veep, we don't know what we would gain or lose from them. We do know if we kill them, we get a pretty slick-looking, unique item battle card. So keep that in mind. Pull out your weapons, and they fall silent. So now we're in the battle mode, which is... Oh, that's cool. They got a nice hammer. That's awesome. Cool. All right. Battle cards, maneuver cards, and then we have just our ability use here. We know that we're going to take 4. We know that our friend here is already low on health because we just healed them up. So I'm going to apply some defense to myself first and foremost, and that should take care of that. They're both at 40. And we will go with a stab.
Damn.
So they're already close to surrendering. And once that happens, we'll have a choice on what we can do. This one's pretty interesting. You can insert hammer grips. So if I selected this one, I can then upgrade one of my other card's abilities, which is a pretty neat idea on the fly. If I wanted to add more damage to these,
Is that just for this battle, or is that?
That would be just for this battle. So if I wanted to remove, if I had this card and I had a lot of my more bladed weapons in my deck, and I removed some other ones, the probability of having to like, but that still costs me an action point, which I don't know if I need to do that. But it's a neat thing. Let's do that. All right. So they're panicking. Let's see if we can get this one down. I don't know how much damage they're going to do. They're just going to defend. Throw some defense on our friend. Going for the stab. Give him a little bit more defense.
So you could keep attacking this one guy, even though he's
yeah, we could kill him if we wanted to.
Yeah.
All right, that should put them down. The surrendering. All right, so now we have an option, Chase. We can execute our targets, or we can accept their surrender. If you wanted to see what we would get, this is the loot that you would get upon death.
But friend, yeah.
So it looks to be similar.
Part of me, just to be a dick, wants to execute his friend and leave him alive.
Okay. And we'll accept their surrender. So we won the battle and we can restore our resolve, which we weren't too down on a resolve, but that's nice to get that brought back up by 1. We'll get some shills. There's the anchor card from the dead friend. There's our medal. And then we can choose a new battle card. Attack 2 random enemies. Spend all your combo. Gain 1 combo. I like this one here for the enemies. So already, our first battle, you're getting a reputation. Right. And when that happens, you get this card. This effect is added to the opponent's arguments. Apply 2 composure to a random argument at the end of the turn. So this is now stuck with us based off of our reputation.
Okay, so that just gives us bonuses and or detriments going into any negotiation because we have that reputation already.
Yep. And so
that's cool.
I want to show you this also because I think that, again, Klei, super stylistic. They've got such an awesome menu here. So we can go over our dislikes. Now, we've not done anything with these people except for...
Oh.
But because of connections, now we've got people who dislike us. And we have got one person who hates us.
Okay.
This is from our troubled past. So that was already in the game when we started. And here's one dead person. Obviously, they're going to dislike us because we killed their friend. Mm-hmm. But I think this menu is really, really slick. So we've set the stage a little bit for how that will be. Oh, and back.
You got to leave one to tell the tale.
So if we came up here, we can tell what's happening here about Veep. Dealt with it. That he's alive barely. But now we have to let him know if we should let him off the hook. So let's do this really quick and then we can wrap up. How about that?
Okay. Who's Bina?
Bina was
the guard? Oh, yeah. The guard. Okay.
Yeah. But because of what's going on here, and you can scroll back through the conversation if you missed anything too.
Sure.
But because of this, we have to let them know what's going on. So we didn't get any bonuses from our partner. And they don't have anything crazy going on with them here either. 23. They're doing 4 on me. Okay, let's just start letting them have it.
Do you have a preference on which style of combat you like better?
Man, that's a great question. So the battle is a lot of fun because of how bombastic it can get, but and I'm moving a little bit faster here rather than like breaking down what each card is, but there's been some times I've been playing it where like you're in an argument and you're firing stuff off back and forth pretty quick, and that has a good feel to it. There's a lot more, I think there's a lot more pieces that play in an argument versus the battle, so there's a little bit more strategy that goes into some of these.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
It's cool that you have the option, and sometimes it's forced on you. Like there'll be times where I'm thinking for sure that I'm gonna be fighting somebody, and it ends up becoming a situation where we have to talk it out. But also, like, paying attention to what they're saying sometimes it's nice. Like you'll compliment people, like, hey, you know what, you do that pretty well. But yeah, it's cool for sure. All right, what do they got here? So both of theirs is shielded. All right, that's going to keep giving them composure, but we can whittle them down pretty quick. And I'll apply composure here. Sometimes they'll be like, I've seen people that have like 6 or 7 things floating around them, and it just gets real nasty. Like they can whittle you down pretty quick. Gain this influence. Fast talk. And we'll press them. Alright, we should be able to get them on the next run.
Is this is your health here just for this battle, or is that persistent?
That's persistent, so that'll carry over. I'm gonna take the but it's also nice to see what the outcome is. Like, you know, you've changed their perspective after you've won an argument, which is really neat to see how they tie that into the game.
If you lost that argument, would the game be over, or would that just the story keep on keeping on?
I don't know. I think it's when you're recovery. See, if you run out of resolve, you won't be able to negotiate. So that argument's over. So whatever the outcome of that argument would be is what you're going to have to deal with. So it'd be a loss of the argument. We can also have the choice to restore health or resolve. Our health is full, so we can restore our resolve back up now. And when we open the map, now we have some options here. Lets you know if you're going to be in anything. So this is Griftlands in a nutshell. We showed some battle. We showed definitely showed some negotiation. We made some enemies. We won some people over, and that's the game. I mean,
killed a man. We
killed a man in front of their friend. This is a tough game to unpack in a 30-minute video because there's so like every strand that you pull just unravels something else with it, and everything is a lot more connected in this world than what you would think. You can have multiple runs going because you're in different worlds. So if I wanted to play as Rook, when I start the game up, it's like, do I want to go back to Sal or do I want to go to Rook? Or maybe I want to put a little bit of time in with each, because they are very different play styles. They're very different characters. They're very different stories being told. And Rook, Rook does a really cool thing in combat where it's like a series of charges. And so you're managing these charges. What was the character in Slay the Spire that had the orbs around them?
Oh, oh, damn it. What was
you know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, like the derelict or the robot or whatever.
Yeah. So there's some similar things here where, like, if you have empty charges, like for every empty charge you have at the end of a turn, that becomes defense. So you can manage out if you want to. It's really, really neat how different these characters play. After you die, there is a progression that happens. There's an XP that you could get some items that would allow you to. I got new cards because I filled up my XP bar 3 times for this run, and so it unlocks stuff that carries over. We're gonna rescue this thing. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. And this is a pet?
Yep. So now they'll fight beside you. And pets don't run away. Like, some people will leave your party. But you can manage that.
Can you only have one pet at a time, or can you have multiple?
You can have multiple. Let me see if I can go back to my room. So this is where you can call your pets to come in and join you. You can also change your outfit here if you want to.
Okay.
And you can do things with your pet or manage those out here. You can rename people and pets. So yeah, man, there's so many things happening here, and I know that it's a lot to take in. I was pretty overwhelmed the first time I played it, but I've got a really good comfort with it now, and I'm having so much fun with this game. It's so good.
It seems really cool. It seems exactly like the kind of game I would expect out of Klei, and I'm looking forward to downloading it and playing myself.
Nice, man. Chase, anything else that you want to see or ask about while we're still firing it up here? Or are you feeling pretty good about jumping in yourself?
I think I'm good. I feel like we've covered a pretty good swath of this game.
Cool. So Chase, you and I play games like this on Monday nights with Casual Mondays. We record our podcast with our co-host Johnny live Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. at twitch.tv/thecasualhour. We post quick looks like this to our YouTube channel a couple times a week usually. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, tune in, check it out, and we'll have a great time hearing your feedback. If you want to see a certain game, let us know. We'll be happy to fire it up. Chase, I think that you and I should stream this game. I think that would be fun.
Game.
Cool, man. Well, we will be back with more content here at the Casual Hour in the upcoming days, but play something new, drop us a line, and thanks for tuning in. And Chase, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
Awesome.